What is going on, guys? The Captain here, Captain Shakes, aka the Tourette Gamer, Call of Duty's #1 YouTuber with Tourette Syndrome, dropping another video here for you. And this one is all about gaining that gun skill, getting that gun skill to overpower your enemy and getting those kills. With good gun skill, you can turn a 1 KD into a 3 KD, and I got some really good tips for you on how to do that. And I'm going to make sure that you turn that 1 KD into a 3 KD with these simple tips that you can start right away, instantly in your next game. Before we get into it, guys, go ahead and follow me on Twitter @ReallyNoob. You will see annotations in this video on where to follow me on Twitter. And let's see if we can get 40 likes on this video. You guys smashed the like goal on the last video, so let's see if we can go ahead and get 40 likes. But without further ado, let's get straight into tips on how to gain better gun skill. The first tip I'm going to give you is all about your aim. Aiming, good aim, great aim, decent aim will win you probably about 85 to 88% of your gunfights. Without aim, you are just going to get massacred, but with good aim, you are going to do well. And the first thing we're going to talk about is centering. Now, if you guys do not know what centering is, it's pretty much where you keep your crosshairs or iron sights or whatever that's on the end of your gun, keep it in the middle of your screen. And what that does is it takes less time for you to snap onto a target. So good centering is always the key on winning good gunfights. If you're always centering, you're going to have the upper advantage on your enemy. You are going to snap onto your target really quick, and if they're not centering, it's going to take them a long time to move their right thumbstick, their aiming thumbstick, onto you, and you're going to get the kill before they kill you. So go ahead and record some footage of you and see if you're centering. If you aren't centering, it's very easy to work on. You guys can practice it against bots. You guys can do it in the target range, in the practice firing range. Very easy, and you guys can do this instantly to improve your gun skill and improve your aim. If you aren't centering, work on it because it is a great thing to learn. The next thing we're going to talk about is sensitivity. And I actually have a separate video on how to find your sensitivity. Guys, sensitivity is a personal preference. It's all up to you. Don't run a sensitivity because your favorite YouTuber does, or don't run a sensitivity because your friend who is a god at this game runs that sensitivity. Sensitivity is all personal preference. It's all up to you. You are the only one to find your sensitivity. Pro Call of Duty players usually run a sensitivity between, let's say, 4 and 6. I run a 6 over a 6, and you want to make sure you keep your vertical and horizontal sensitivity the same. You know, there are some people that run, you know, a 5 or a 6 or a 4 or a 5. I like to keep them the same because it balances out the aim and the sensitivity, and it gives you those your advantage in the gun battles. But like I said, I have a separate video on how to find your sensitivity. I will go ahead and link it in the description below. And it's a very easy method to do. You guys can do it in 3, 4, 5 games, and you will be golden from then on. And the third thing we're going to talk about is controlling the recoil. Most of the guns in this game have a vertical recoil that goes up. Some of them go up very fast, some of them go up very slow. Most of the guns on here have controllable recoil, and the very simple trick on how to control the recoil is basically slightly pushing down, not pressing in, but pushing down towards the ground on the right thumbstick. And what you're going to be able to find is that you're going to be able to center your recoil and be able to make sure you're on target on your enemy at all times. So controlling the recoil is big. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is hip firing, and hip firing is another key aspect onto winning these gun battles, onto getting good gun skills. The first thing we're going to talk about is firing before you ADS. Firing your gun before you ADS will cancel out your sprint out time, and you're going to be able to get a few bullets into the enemy before you ADS. And the best thing I can tell you to do this is press your triggers in at the same time. So if you're on Xbox, press the left trigger, press the right trigger at the same time. If you're on PlayStation 4, whether you use L1 or L2, R1, R2, press those in at the same time. And also, guys, make sure you hip fire when they're close. Don't spend time, don't waste time ADSing when they're close enough that you can hip fire them. And they're long range. If they're long range, then you ADS. but make sure you fire before you ADS so you guys can get those few extra bullets in before your enemy does, and you will cancel out your sprint out time. And also the pull in and out method. What that is, if you're close to an enemy and you ADS and you're noticing that you can't keep up with the enemy that's moving, quickly unpress the trigger, pull out, and hit fire him to get the kill. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is picking the right gun. The gun is probably about half the reason that you will get gun skill, that you will win your gunfights. And with the right gun, you want to pick your right attachments, guys. Don't pick attachments just because you see your favorite YouTuber using them. Use them to your advantage. Use them to what suits you and what the gun's weaknesses. So, for example, if you are struggling with recoil on the gun, put grip on it. If you're noticing you're running out of ammo, put extended mags on it. If you're noticing that you're getting hip fire, or not hip fire, if you're getting hit markers, go ahead, put advanced rifling on it, put rapid fire on it if the gun fires slow. Pick the right attachments for the gun. Now the second thing we're talking about for the right gun is don't challenge gunfights you are not going to win. For example, if you're on Ardennes Forest and you're going to the right side of the map where B is, and you notice that there's someone on the other side of ruins and you're rocking an SMG, you will probably not win that gunfight. Do not challenge gunfights that you know you're not going to win. Get the upper hand. If you're rocking an SMG, do not, and I repeat, do not challenge long-range fights when they have like an assault rifle or a sniper rifle. If they're sniping and they have a good spot on you, don't move up and challenge him. Try and flank him. Use your grenades, do your stuns, or just forget about that gunfight and move on. And the third thing we're going to talk about is don't stray away from the gun's abilities. Meaning, if you're using an SMG, try and keep yourself into close quarter combats at all times. If you're rocking an assault rifle class, if you're rocking an assault rifle, try and get yourself into long range engagements every gunfight. Don't try and challenge an SMG up close with an assault rifle or an LMG, you know. And if you're sniping, find a good spot and snipe. Don't think that you're in phase and you can quickscope every enemy. You know, don't stray away from the gun's abilities. The next thing we're going to talk about is jump shotting and drop shotting. It's pretty self-explanatory. Jump shot and drop shotting are great ways to improve your gun skill and win gunfights. If you're playing core, jump shotting is a great way to keep your enemy in a panic mode. They won't know what's hitting them and you can get the kills. Drop shotting is the same thing. If I had to choose one or the other, I would choose jump shotting, because drop shotting, when you drop it, just makes your head an easier target. In hardcore, it's a little bit different. It's hard to drop shot just because the time to kill in hardcore is definitely fast. So jump shotting is a good way, and I actually have a separate video on how to get more jump shots, so go ahead and check that out. I will put it in the link in the description below. And the last thing we're going to talk about is map positioning, guys. Map positioning is what's going to win you gunfights. Don't just stay out in the open and think you can take on 3 or 4 enemies at one time. Use cover, use head glitches, and pre-aim around corners, and also do not run around corners. That's the biggest thing. When you're going around a corner, walk and pre-aim. So anyways, guys, those are my tips on how to get better gun skill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like rating. They are always appreciated as they help a channel like mine out. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel, and when you do, hit that notification bell to join the Bark March so you never have to miss out on an upload or a live stream again. Anyways, guys, stay cool, fool, don't hate, eat some cake, thick thighs, and bright eyes, and as always, guys, keep on grinding.